Hi everybody, it's Mena. Welcome back to my channel, or if this is the very first video that you're seeing of me, then welcome to my channel. Please be sure to hit the subscribe button down below if you didn't already. I post every day except for Tuesday and Friday afternoon sometimes, and I apologize for my hair. It's still kind of damp. I just got out of the shower a little bit ago. And today in this video, I'm going to talk about my top 11 worst times to be on your cell phone or text on your cell phone. So these are times you never want to pull your cell phone out and start talking on it or texting, because either this is rude, it's just super irritating, and there's other people around you that don't want to hear you talk on your cell phone if you talk really loud. And also there are some places that are quite loud for where it's hard for you to hear when you're talking on your cell phone. So I'm going to get started, and I hope this teaches you guys some really good cell phone etiquette and when the worst times to use your cell phone is. So I'm going to get started, and I'm sure you guys all know these are the worst times to use your cell phone possibly, but sometimes we have to pull out our phones if we're looking something up, but you should never have YouTube or be on your cell phone or text on your cell phone during these times. So I'm going to get started. So number one on my list would have to be in the movies. So I'm sure you guys all know the movies is probably the worst place to talk on your cell phone or text because talking on your cell phone and texting during the movie disturbs the other people who are trying to watch the movie, and it just irritates everyone else around you, and it's very disrespectful and rude. So you never want to have your cell phone on or text on your cell phone during a movie because sometimes the brightened screen can bother other people. So if you're going to watch a movie, just please shut your cell phone off before the movie starts. Number two on my list had to be in class. So you never want to have yours be on your cell phone or text in class, because that's super rude too, because that'll show the teacher you're not interested in whatever they're doing. And I've actually had classmates when I was in middle and high school pull out their cell phones and either try to talk on them or just look at their phones during class. And I remember one time one of my classmates, I have a story about it, one of my classmates actually pulled out her cell phone and when it was a substitute teacher, and then the teacher sent her to the office. So you never want to have your cell phone on when you're in class or be on your cell phone or text in class, just because you're trying to learn and there's other people trying to learn, and not everybody wants to hear your cell phone conversation in class. And also it's also very rude to text in class when your teacher's giving something. The only time you can have your cell phone out is when you're on a break. Number three on my list had to be on a Zoom meeting when your microphone isn't muted. So this is a really bad time. So I've noticed some people will forget to mute themselves before they start their Zoom meeting if they're going to talk on their cell phones. But it's kind of rude. It's not polite to talk on your cell phone during a Zoom meeting. It's super rude. It's disrespectful. And plus, if you're having a private conversation when your microphone is unmuted, it's very rude to talk on your cell phone or text when you're in a Zoom meeting. It's not very polite, and it's also disrespectful. And I actually have I'll tell it in another time. At the next one, sorry. Yeah, so you just never want to talk on your cell phone or text during a Zoom meeting. I know most people will use their phones to do Zoom class, but if you're using a computer or another device and you're gonna be on your cell phone, make sure you remember to mute your microphone so everybody doesn't have to hear your phone conversation, as well as make your screen black so then people don't think you're being rude. So anytime you have to talk on your cell phone, just make your screen black and mute your microphone so then people don't have to hear your phone conversation. Number four on my list would have to be on a Zoom meeting during a movie. Oh, I forgot to mention, I do have a story about how how my cell phone went off in class one time, which I'll link down below if you didn't see. Number four on my list had to be on a Zoom meeting during a movie. So if you're watching a movie on Zoom, I don't like watching movies on Zoom. I don't know why, because sometimes it's just hard because the screen freezes a lot. Anyway, when you're watching a movie on Zoom during a Zoom meeting, you never want to have be on your cell phone and talking on your cell phone because it's super rude and it disturbs the other people who are trying to watch the movie. And if you're it's always important to make sure your microphone is muted before you start talking on your cell phone during a movie on Zoom, because like if you don't remember to mute yourself, everybody can hear your phone conversation, which not everybody wants to hear during a movie. So always be mindful and start remembering to mute yourself ahead of time and pay attention when you're not muted, because I know sometimes it's hard for people to know when they're muted or not when they have background noise, but usually you can tell when the microphone's crossed out, you know you're muted. So anyway, so you never want to be on your cell phone during a Zoom meeting during a movie, because it's just rude, it's disrespectful, it's like being in the movies. And I have a story about how my friend was on her cell phone on a Zoom meeting during a movie one time, which kind of annoyed all of us and it took us a while to get her to mute her microphone, and I'll link the story down below. Number 5 on my list would have to be on a public bus. So a public bus being on your phone on a public bus is probably the worst time to use your cell phone as well. I mean, it's okay to have YouTube playing, but you can't have YouTube playing so loud that everybody on the bus could hear it. And I know it's very noisy on the bus because sometimes there's kids on the bus, there's parents on the bus, and there's people talking on their cell phones on the bus, and we all want to relax and rewind and watch YouTube. But we also have to be mindful of when we're on the bus playing like YouTube on our cell phones or texting or talking on our cell phones, because buses are very loud and there's a lot of people on it and there's so many people just making noise, especially if it's kids and stuff. So you don't want to talk on your cell phone on the bus just because you have to talk really loud and it's very noisy on the bus. Number 6 on my list would have to be at a party. So you never want to talk on your cell phone or text at a party, because parties are super loud and you're trying to have fun, and it's also kind of rude because you're trying to visit with people and have a good time, and you don't want to be on your cell phone the whole time when you're at a party, just because it's just really disrespectful and there's a lot of people that want to visit with you. So it's okay to check your phone every now and then when you're at a party, just in case you don't know what time it is or what time you need to be back for something, but don't be on your phone the whole time when you're at a party. Number 7 on my list would have to be when you're around your friends. So you don't want to be on your cell phone or text when you're around your friends, because that's also rude too, because you're trying to socialize with your friends. And I mean, it's okay to sit and share your phone with your friends and watch videos on them with your friends, but you also have to be mindful that not everybody wants to sit and look at their phones the whole time. So if you're going to be around your friends, always make sure you visit with your friends. And don't look at your phone the whole time. Number 8 on my list would have to be in a library. So you never want to be on your cell phone when you're in a library, because if you talk loud. So I talk loud, so I hate being on my phone when I'm in the library. So if you're on your cell phone in a library, it's not really a good idea, because there's other people in the library who are trying to get their schoolwork done, who are trying to read and relax, and not everybody wants to hear you talk on your cell phone if you talk loud. So anytime I'm in a library, I like to go outside and answer my phone. Number 9 on my list would have to be in a restaurant. So you never want to be on your cell phone in a restaurant, because restaurants are a little noisy, because sometimes there's music playing in restaurants, sometimes there's people talking in restaurants, and restaurants do get kind of loud sometimes because there's like people picking up dishes, there's people talking, there's people taking orders over the intercom or whatever. So being on your phone during that time is not really a good idea also, or texting, because you're probably going to be around a bunch of people too, like your friends or family, and having breakfast, and it's kind of rude to be on the cell phone when you're in a restaurant around a bunch of people. Number 10 on my list would have to be in a house full of people. So you never want to be on your phone in a house full of people, just because it gets very loud, because there's people either on their computers, being on Zoom meetings, or talking on their phones, or trying to watch TV. It's not very considerate to be on your phone when you're in a house full of people, because there's other people doing stuff in your house too and doing their own thing. So you should always be careful when you're being on your phone. Number 11 on my list would have to be while driving. So I know it's nowadays it's illegal to talk on your cell phone while driving. But back then I really hated when people were on their phones talking on their cell phones while driving. I mean, especially if they had earpieces, it just really just made me nervous just because I felt like people would be talking on their phone, be so distracted by their cell phones, they would be probably like, excuse me, 1 second. Sorry, they're probably like getting accidents and everything. And I really hate when people talk on their cell phones when driving because I feel like they're so into their phones that they're not paying attention to what's going on. And I don't really like when people text while driving either. It's just a huge distraction. So if you're gonna talk on your cell phone, make sure you put your phone on speaker. Don't put it against your ear when you're driving or have an earpiece in because it's not safe and you need to like pay attention and make sure you're going to be okay. I mean, it's okay if you're going to talk on your cell phone when you have your phone on speaker, but just don't have an earpiece in because you need to pay attention to where you're going and also you need to pay attention to the road. Okay, so those are my top 10, 11 worst times to be on your cell phone. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'm sorry this is long, but thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I post every day except for Tuesday and Friday afternoon sometimes, and I'll see you in another video soon. Bye!